sleepy, y'all. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, right. Thing. Let's check those out. Hello, Miss DG. Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Ooh. I'm gonna give it till 6:50 and then I'm gonna get started. I did. I hope you did too. It was a very chill weekend. I didn't even do any housework like I was supposed to. I was supposed to clean the bathroom, do some laundry. I ain't do none of that. I went to church and we went to a couple of stores on Saturday and just chilled. Good morning, Miss Janicia. Good morning, Miss Anna Island. Good morning, Miss Valika. Good morning, Miss Natarsa. Ah, thank you, Miss DG. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate when y'all watch my vlogs and when y'all comment. Thank y'all so much. Happy Monday. Good morning, Miss Ray. Happy Monday. My weekend was good. It was good. Nice, chill weekend. I hope y'all weekend went well. We on here early and your girl is sleepy. I stayed up watching The Gilded Age. I need to take my butt to sleep. That show is so good. If you haven't watched it, I recommend. I recommend. Aw, thank you, Miss Natarsa. I appreciate it. Get my Bible. My Bible is in the house. Hi. Okay. Y'all are up early. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for coming on a little bit earlier. Because Pork Chop's supposed to be here about 7:15, 7:20. So I figure hopefully he'll be asleep, but sometime Pork Chop be up and ready to go, okay? Good morning, Miss Nene. Pork Chop be up and ready to go. Good morning, Miss Lisa Honey. Happy Monday, ladies. It's a new week. It's a new start. And do y'all know next Monday will be September? How fast did that come? Like, how fast did that get here? I promise time is flying by. Good morning, Miss Gail. Happy Monday. Good morning. Good morning. All right, so we are going to go ahead and get started. Today's devotional, we are going to be talking about when people don't want your help. Good morning, Miss Carolyn. Our core scripture is Galatians 6:5, and it says, "Oh, can y'all hear me? Everything okay?" August flew by for real. It says, "For we are each responsible for our own conduct." Let me read that again. For we are each responsible for our own conduct. I don't know what translation this is because it doesn't say it, but it says each one should carry their own load. Mm. Good morning, Miss Naturally Reed. Good morning, Miss Latoya. Good morning, Miss Angela. It was. Happy Monday, ladies. So, as women of faith, especially those with nurturing feminine hearts, our instinct is often to help. I know mine is. We want to step in, fix, or guide because it feels loving. But sometimes people don't need or even want our help, and that's okay. God has called each of us to walk our own journey with Him. While we may see an easier way or long to spare someone from pain, His Spirit may be doing a deeper work that requires them to learn, grow, and depend directly on Him, not us. When we try to carry a burden that is not ours, we risk stepping into the role only God should have. Recognizing this truth is not rejection, it's redirection. Instead of forcing our help, we can offer prayer, encouragement, and gentle presence. That way, we honor their dignity, their free will, and God's process. Everybody don't need our help. Everybody don't want our help. And I think sometimes we get confused. We get confused between serving and helping. So we have to, hold on, y'all. Because we are called to serve, right? We are supposed to serve. But there are differences. So helping often comes from our own strength or agenda, okay? It's helping may seem like it is an unselfish act, but it actually can really be a selfish thing because we may be helping them for our own benefits. We may be, and this is not like intentional, but sometimes when you think about why you help people, sometimes it's for the credit. You wanted the credit. It's just being real. That's nothing to be ashamed of. We're human. We like attention. Okay, we like credit. It's just what it is. But this is what we are learning in order to be better, right? Sometimes it can be about fixing, controlling, or rescuing. It risks stepping in where God is already working. Helping might create dependency on you instead of pointing someone to God. And an example can be rushing in to solve someone's financial issue without prayer, wisdom, or their invitation. Like you hear something going on and you're rushing in to help. Sometimes helping can come from simply performing because we want to be liked, right? Or we want to be in a relationship with a person. And I'm not even talking about necessarily a man. Or we want people to look at us a certain way. So we feel like we should be, how do you say that word? Philanthropic? I can't say it. Never mind. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But that's a different thing. And I know that's like helping like charity and stuff like that. But we kind of want that same like high, if you get what I'm saying, from helping people. I help so and so. I help, and or again, we're performing to be liked, either by the person we're directly helping or from other people seeing, what we did, and that is not actually a good thing. It's feeding our pride, which we know our pride can get us in a lot of trouble. Serving says it flows from love, humility, and spirit-led discernment, okay? It points others back to God as their true source. It honors someone's dignity by walking with them, not doing everything for them. Is rooted in willingness, not obligation, and it's joyful, not draining. Okay, serving is joyful. We serve from our heart, right? You serve with a joyful heart. This is such because it's not sounds like it was yeah, that's true. An example is cooking a meal for a sick friend, not to fix her struggle, but to show Christ's love in a practical, nurturing way. A feminine woman of faith embraces softness, receptivity, and grace. She recognizes that helping can sometimes be forceful, giving what you think someone needs. And how many times have we done that? I'm raising my hand. Serving is tender and spirit led. It's offering what God places on your heart in a way that blesses without overstepping. Think of Jesus washing his disciples' feet in John 13:12-15. That was serving. It was humble, it was loving, and it was spirit filled. Not helping to fix a problem, but honoring their humanity. So, some things that you might want to ask are, am I stepping in because I don't like seeing them struggle? Or am I responding to God's nudge to love them in a way that points them back to him? So that's a good thing to remember when we're thinking about helping people. Are we pointing them back to God? Or are we just trying to solve the problem real quick? Right? I know, and the reason I wrote this is because I know me as a person, I one of my major roles is a mom, right? I've been a mom through everything. When I wasn't a wife, I was still a mom. You know what I'm saying? Before I was a wife, I was a mom. You know, I had my first daughter before I got married. First daughter, my son. I've always been a mom, so I have a mom spirit. I nurture. I want to help. I want to solve your problems. I don't want you to fall. I don't want you to be hurt. And that doesn't just that isn't the main thing just in with my children. It also happens with people that I love. I'm always stepping in. I'm always offering suggestions. Nobody asked you, Nicole. No, nobody asked you. Nobody asked you. Sometimes we need to wait until people actually ask us for help. And not that anything happened or anything, but I just know, like, I don't know where I heard this from, which kind of sparked this. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it'll come to me. Yeah, I know brain fog is real. But nobody, if nobody is coming to you for help, sometimes we need to stand back and wait till they do. Or serve in ways that, again, point them back to God, right? Maybe send in a scripture or an encouraging word or a Reels video, talking about something, that they're going through, that they have shared with you, not that you're assuming, right? But anyway, we just need to be careful in distinguishing whether we are serving or whether we are trying to help. Okay. Our affirmation: I release the need to fix everything. I trust God to care for others as He has cared for me. One of the main things, one of the main songs we sang yesterday, it talked about God provided then, He will provide now. God healed then, God will heal now. All of those things that God did then, He will do now. And just like He did it then and He will do it now, if He did it for me, He will do it for you. He will do it for your loved one. He will do it for whoever it is in your life that you're praying for. He will do it for them. We all know God is no respecter of person. He will do it for all of us. Our journal prompt: how do I feel when someone doesn't want my help? How do you feel when someone doesn't want your help? Put it in the chat if you want to share. In what situations In what situations might God be asking me to step back and trust Him instead of stepping in? That's a good one. So our action step is today, resist the urge to offer unsolicited help. Instead, pray, Lord, show me when to step in, when to step back, and how to love in both. Because, I always say we can love from afar. Ask the person how you can support them instead of assuming they need your involvement. And that is what we are called to do. We are called to support. We are called to serve. You feel rejected. But it's not rejection, it's redirection. Because sometimes it's not our concern. And I don't mean that in a way that we don't pray for that person or we don't think of them. I just mean that it's not our concern to fix the situation. Yeah, it makes me feel prideful. Good morning, Miss Cassandra. Makes me think of the serenity prayer. Yeah. Yeah, I think it makes me feel, you know, it hurts that pride a little bit. Well, why they don't want my help? You know what I'm saying? Me, I know. Because a lot of times we step into situations helping people because we think we know everything. And we may. I'm not discounting that you may know the solution, but sometimes you have to understand that was the solution for you. Might not be the solution for them. I've definitely been guilty of getting the attitude. Yeah, me too. I'm like, why they don't want my help? Oh, they too good. You too good for my help. I'm gonna raise my hand because I've been there. Okay, but sometimes the knowledge that we have is not the knowledge that they need. I don't know how I felt. My sister needs my help with everything, looking up a number, but she went and did something big and didn't call and ask for help. And I was like, okay. Oh, you don't know how you feel? Okay. My sister needs help. Well, maybe she's gaining her independence. And thank you for saying that, Miss Carolyn, because I think that that's a big thing. We all want to feel needed. We all want to feel needed, right? We all want that feeling of someone needs us, you know, somebody needs us to step in. And I'm not saying that that's a bad feeling, but we can't let that, how do I say this? We can't let that turn around and like hurt us. You know what I mean? Like make us feel a certain type of way. It doesn't mean that that person doesn't need you. It just means that that person is getting stronger and learning how to depend on themselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. Good morning, Miss Nisa, baby. Good morning. Happy Monday. All right. So a feminine woman of faith carries a nurturing spirit, but wisdom and grace help her discern when to hold space rather than take over. Okay? Hold space. I love that. Here are some ways you can offer support without overstepping. Good morning, Ash. Happy Monday. This is all speaking to me about my grown children. It definitely speaks to the adult children. The adult kids, you just want to step in and you want to be like, okay, mom knows how to do this. Hold on. And I do that a lot, especially with my oldest daughter, now that she's a mom. I have to pull myself back from saying, okay, well, you need to do this and you need to do that. And I have to wait till she comes to me. Because honestly, if you keep pointing out all these things and telling them and thinking that you're helping, they're not going to come to you. They're not going to want to open up to you when they really need to. So sometimes we got to step back and hold space, like it says, rather than take over. You are all in my therapy session because where I am right now, I want to break. And now, because I am so helpful all these years, everybody called on me and it was getting frustrated and praying. That's another trap that we fall. You, in a way, and I'm not saying this to be blasphemous, but in a way, you become their God. It's just, and that is why God says to serve. You are to serve, right? But He is the help. He is the provider. He is the protector. He is everything, right? And helping all the time rather than serving gets people to fall back and look toward us instead of Him. So, yeah. You become, it's just like at work. You know, at work when you help too much, and then the next thing you have all of these things on your plate, and you're frustrated because you seem to be doing all these extra things for no extra pay at that. You're doing all these extra things for no extra pay, and now you frustrated, you overworked, okay, and you tired. So yeah, we really have to distinguish that. Me too. Just sometimes to grow, we need to experience the tribulation firsthand to understand the solution that we receive from a helper. Absolutely, it is hard. It is hard, but it's not impossible. Good morning, Miss Crystal. Happy Monday. So here are some ways we can offer support without overstepping. Pray first, act second. Before stepping in, pause to pray, Lord, show me how to love well here. Do they need my words, my hands, or my prayers, or just my prayers? Prayer aligns your heart with God's timing and prevents you from rushing in where He is already working. Listen, how dare me? How dare me to rush in to help where God is already doing a thing and delaying their blessing? How dare me? And I wouldn't want nobody to do that for me. Honestly, there have been times where, you know, you wish people had stepped in, but had they stepped in, you would not have seen the glory of God. You would not have strengthened your faith. You would not have the strength and the wisdom and the discernment and the knowledge to get over the things that are coming up, right? If you do not work the muscle, it will not get stronger, right? If somebody else is coming in there and working their muscle and fixing everything for you, and you haven't worked the muscle, you will not get stronger. It's just like the old adage, you know, instead of feeding them, teach them how to fish, right? Sometimes we need to step back and let God teach them how to fish. All right. Offer, don't assume. Just for me. Instead of jumping in, gently ask, would you like advice or just a listening ear? How can I best support you right now? I think that that's a good word for us to start using. How can I support you? Not necessarily help you. If they need your help or if God calls you to help, that'll come in later. But how can I support you right now? Do you want me to help or would you prefer I just be here with you? Listen, sometimes people just need our presence, our gentle, tender, loving, warm presence. And that's enough. And we need to start recognizing that that is enough. We are enough. Okay? Just us being there is enough. We don't got to be performing. We ain't got to be always busy. We ain't always got to be doing something. I always get the sisters confused. But Martha, was it Martha that was working and Mary was at the feet? I always forget. But we ain't got to be the one that was working all the time. Sometimes our presence is enough. And we should be okay with that, right? It was okay. Thank you, Miss Cassandra. Good morning, Miss Patricia. Happy Monday. That is enough. You are enough. Just your presence is good. Just your support is good. You ain't always got to be doing the most. Listen more than you speak. Sometimes support isn't fixing, it's listening. A soft, feminine presence that allows someone to vent, cry, or process without judgment is often more healing than any solution you could give. And that is true. Sometimes people just need an a shoulder to cry on. Sometimes people just need to get it out. Sometimes talking will help you process a situation, get it out, let God hear it. You know, at the end, y'all can pray together, and it helps them come up with a solution rather than you giving the solution to them, the solution that you think, right? Because sometimes, again, it may have worked for us, but that doesn't mean it's going to work for them and vice versa. Encourage without controlling. A woman of faith affirms what God is already doing in someone's life. Speak life into them. I know God is with you in this. I believe He's equipping you with what you need. Encouragement empowers them rather than making them dependent on you. And let me talk about encouragement for a second. As a person that loves to encourage, sometimes I feel like I don't get encouragement. And that's just me, personal feelings. So it's not y'all. It's not from y'all. I'm not addressing this. But sometimes I feel like, I don't, people don't say anything. Yeah, sometimes, and maybe I need to express that you know what, I need encouragement too. But again, I have to step back and say, you know what, I don't encourage people from a place of I expect it reciprocated back. I encourage it because I honestly want to see people do well. I'm honestly proud of them. I honestly see potential and know that they can climb the highest heights and soar everywhere, right? Soar like the eagles, whatever. I honestly feel that way. And so I say that to say encouragement is good. Sometimes that's all people need is a little bit of encouragement. So they don't need you necessarily stepping in. They don't need you necessarily taking over. They don't need your help. They just need a kind, encouraging word to keep them going. Good morning, Miss Michelle. Happy Monday. Respect their no. If they decline your help, receive it gracefully. Support doesn't always mean involvement. Let me say that again. Support doesn't always mean involvement. It can be stepping back while continuing to cover them in prayer. Excuse me. Support doesn't always mean that you need to be involved. You can support from over here, right? You can support with prayer. You can support with a nice, encouraging word. You can support without knowing the situation. Because sometimes we help because we nosy. And I'm going to just say that for me. Because I can be nosy sometimes. Sometimes I help because I want to know what's going on. I want to know what's going on. But I have to say that God has really delivered me from that. Because honestly, listen, I got so much going on with me. I don't need to know what's going on with you. Do you need me to pray for you? Do you need my support? Share what you want to share with me. I'm happy to receive it. But if not, I'm okay with not. I can still support you without knowing all the details. You ain't got to tell me no more. Now, back in the day, I wonder what's going on. Now, I'm still this way with my children, my youngest child, because I need to know what's going on. But adults, no. My daughter, my oldest, me and her are really close. I don't have to know every detail. You need mama to pray for you. You need me to say something. That's fine. I don't have to know every intricacy. In fact, it's best I don't know, okay? Because you're close to me and I could get upset. And sometimes we got to think about it that way too. But support doesn't always mean that you have to be involved, okay? Create gentle gestures. Instead of forcing solutions, offer soft touches of care, okay? It could be a meal. It could be a card. Like, that is so thoughtful, writing someone a card. It could be a text saying that I'm thinking of you. The small acts show love without demanding entry into their situation. Okay. And trust God more than yourself. Ultimately, support means recognizing that you are not the savior. Jesus is. And I don't want to be. Sometimes it's so funny as women. We're like, oh, we're so stressed. We're so tired. We're doing all this. We're doing all that. And it's because we were too busy. We were too busy helping everyone and didn't help ourselves. We were too busy trying to make sure everyone was good and taking care of them solving their issues and making them comfortable, and sometimes going too far, stepping in, overtaking things that we didn't have no business overtaking, and then we wonder why we're stressed, we're tired, we're frustrated, we're in poor health. Okay, we're not taking care of ourselves because we stepped in to help rather than sitting back and just supporting. I don't know who that's for, but a feminine woman of faith surrenders her desire to control and instead trusts the Lord to be their ultimate helper. Yes, help me be more like Mary. That's a good prayer, Miss Cassandra. True support is not about being needed. It's about being present in love without pressure. We are to be loving, kind, tender, gentle. We are to offer support, but we have to stop stepping in and thinking that we are helping situations that God has under control. Listen, if you feel like you have the need to step in and take over and help and all of that, just think to yourself, God has this under control. He don't need my help. God has this under control. He doesn't need me. He doesn't need my help. He doesn't need it. He has this under control. And if you could say that, and that'll help you. That'll help you come right on back. that'll help that step. You step right on back. You know what? God has this under control. He doesn't need my help. He doesn't need my help. He don't need your help ever. he has got this. He knows everything that is taking place. And when we step in and help, right, rather than stepping back and just holding space or giving our presence, our support, we can be messing up people's blessings. And I certainly don't want that, because I don't want nobody to do that for me. Okay? I don't want nobody to do that for me. So anyway, that is our devotional for today. I hope that he is God all by himself. He's always there, right? He said he'll never leave you or forsake you. So what am I what am I doing? He said he'll never leave me or forsake me, and that goes for you too. Like, I don't. And I'm not saying turn your head. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying be a support, be an encourager. But stop stepping in and helping where you were not called to. He doesn't need your help. Right? He got this. He got this. He know way more than I do. Sometimes I say to myself, and I also have it on sticky on my beard, I say, mind my own business. See, me too. I say that all the time. I be like, Nicole, mind your business. Mind your business. And I do. And do. Anyway, Pork Chop is about to be here, so I got to go. But I love y'all. Thank y'all for showing up for me this morning a little bit early. We will do this again at about 6:45 tomorrow morning, so be ready. I'm getting y'all in and out. I'm getting y'all in and out. After Mama said he did it for music. He will. He absolutely will. That's a good reminder. All right, y'all. I pray and intend that you have the most amazing Monday. I will see y'all again early in the morning. Got to get used to this time, but it's good. It's good. I love getting our devotional in, so I just had to make another way. I love y'all. I will see y'all on tomorrow. Bye. Oh, it's okay, Miss Cassandra. It's still on the replay. It's available for you.